few summers ago, I decided to go camping by myself for a weekend. Away from phone services, no internet, and most importantly, no people. Just me, a cooler of beer, and the kind of silence that either clears your head or drives you nuts. It was a small valley in the middle of nowhere, a spot a local guy had told me about when I stopped for gas. He said, if you want peace and quiet, that's the place. Hidden from the road, close to the river. Sounded perfect. By the time I got there, the sun was already dipping low. I found this flat area near the riverbank, kind of tucked behind a row of trees. You couldn't really see it from the trail, which, at the time, felt like a bonus. I built a fire, cracked open a beer, and put on a podcast I'd downloaded. Comedy, something to fill the silence. I remember laughing, maybe too loud, feeling a bit invincible being out there alone. I was supposed to pitch a tent, but by the time the fire burned low, I was tired. Lazy, honestly. So I just decided to sleep in the back of my truck. I had my sleeping bag, some snacks, and everything I needed. Around 2 or 3 a.m., I woke up to the absence of the forest noise. The crickets were silent. There was no wind, no water sounds, just nothing. Not long after waking up, I heard footsteps, like footsteps on dry leaves. It was slow, deliberate. I froze, barely breathing. The sound circled around the truck once, then stopped. I waited for something else to happen, but nothing did. After maybe 10 minutes, I convinced myself it was an animal. A deer, maybe. I turned over and tried to sleep again. When I woke up in the morning, everything looked normal. I laughed it off, made breakfast, cracked another beer, but then I noticed something that made my stomach drop. Footprints, human ones, bare feet. They circled my truck twice and stopped by the back, where I'd been sleeping. That's when I heard a twig snap. I looked up, and there was a man standing maybe 30 feet away. He looked rough, long beard, messy hair, layers of dirty clothes tied with what looked like grocery bags. He didn't look at me though, just around me, like he was pretending not to see me while standing right there. I tried to play it cool, said, "Hey man, nice day, huh?" But no response. I offered him breakfast, nothing. He just kind of drifted around the edge of my campsite, pacing slow like he was waiting for something. That's when I realized there was no campsite nearby or proof that there had been people around. There was no car, no tent, nothing. And the trail was at least a 10-minute hike uphill. I asked him if he was lost. He didn't answer. Just turned and started walking back into the woods. When he finally disappeared between the trees, I packed up. Fast. I don't even remember finishing my breakfast. I just threw everything in the truck and peeled out of there. I kept thinking about those footprints, barefoot, human, circling me in the dark, and the man just standing there like I wasn't real. When I got back to the main road, I stopped at a diner to calm down. The waitress was friendly, asked if I'd been camping. I told her where, and she got real quiet. Then she said, "You mean that old spot by the river?" I nodded. She said, "You shouldn't go there alone. People see things down there." I asked what kind of things, and she shrugged. "Sometimes themselves." I thought she was joking until she said, "A couple years back, a man came through here. Said he camped there too. Swore he met someone who looked just like him. Same clothes, same truck, everything. He left in the middle of the night and never came back." I laughed it off, paid my bill, but as I walked to my truck, I swear I caught a reflection in the driver's window. Someone standing behind me looking right over my shoulder. When I turned around, there was no one there.